Are you ready to get the hydrofacial glow? Loved in 87 countries across the world. It's not a facial, it's a hydrofacial. Now available across the UK. Visit hydrofacial.co.uk to find your nearest location.
We've been through some things together.
Yeah, been through some things together. I don't know if you want to mention it from the public now, but no.
No.
I'm joking. There wasn't anything like that. No.
Hello.
Friday fun day, girls. Happy Nest Day.
It really
Well,
is, always.
I have this story to tell you. It's just so disturbing for me. So
No.
little Teddy, the Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I know Debbie said that, they have problems with their legs.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's been fine. He's 4 now. He jumped from his bed onto the floor and squealed. I mean, really screamed. So I wasn't there. Keely had him, and she picked him up straight away, and he was holding his back leg sort of like that.
No.
Anyway, I came over, and he wouldn't let you touch his leg or anything. Long story short, I took him straight to the vet, who saw him immediately, and he said, you have to know that Chihuahuas have problems with their knees. And he said, what happens with their knees, like our knee, does that, doesn't it? Well, theirs goes to the side. And he said, so it's gone to the side. And he said, so I'll give you this, which is this.
What? Hang on.
One moment.
Sorry,
What's
show
that?
it again.
Right,
is that-
yeah.
Yes.
Is that just something that he has? It's like it's a painkiller.
Well, I'm assuming it's a painkiller. He said, if he's sick, though, stop him immediately.
Yeah.
He said, but we'll need an operation. We'll have to cut his legs open and put his knees back into their sockets. It's the most horrendous thing. He said, also, he has arthritis.
Oh
No.
So, I mean, I know I had a Weimaraner, and I know the Weimars have major problems with their back legs and their hips.
Right.
And it's so disturbing. Anyway, so I fed him this, and he has taken it, but last night he was sick. So I'm just wondering if there's any vet out there watching our show, please tell me what to do, because I don't know what to do with it next. It's so awful.
When can he have the operation, Darnie?
Well, I don't know. They just said, he said, give him this, and he said, bring him back and let me look at him. But he can walk.
Yeah, Sherry, honestly, it happens to Beanie all the time.
Does it?
Yeah, it's the.
But you know what he said to me, Debbie, is something else. He said, how often do you walk this dog? And he said, I said, every day. And he said, don't. He said, don't stop taking him for walks. He said, their little legs can't do it. You mustn't walk him. He said, walk him round the garden or up the road and back, but don't take him on walks. He said, their legs can't do it.
Well,
So
that's a good tip, actually.
I don't agree with you. And I think, not with you, with him. And I think you should find another vet. First of all, his knee's probably gone back by itself.
Right.
Which it has. Is that Loxicon? Is that called Loxicon, that stuff that you've got?
Wait a minute. I don't even with glasses. I can't see. Oh, it is.
Yeah. So
Very
I've got some
good.
anyway. Because Beanie had that when her knee went out, you see?
Is it a painkiller?
It is a painkiller.
Right,
is a
because I'm not sure how much I should give him. I think
How
I
much
gave
do
him
you
too
give him?
much. Well, I've got these things.
Yeah. So probably
So
half of the little one.
Half of the little one.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it says 1.5 mg. What is that? Milligrams.
Milligram.
Yeah,
that's
milligrams.
That's the whole syringe.
But I don't give him the whole syringe.
No, that's what I mean. You give him half.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what this is.
Well, that's a bigger one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's got. It still says 1.5.
Oh yeah.
Bloody no.
Maybe if he's out of pain, you shouldn't do any more, hey?
No,
Well,
he said carry on.
Did
No,
he?
Sherry, have a look. The Loxicon, he can't have for very long because it's not very good for their kidney. So that's why if he's been sick now, I would stop it. So it's obviously helped him. Just make sure that his leg is probably gone back by himself. He doesn't need an operation, and you need to find an independent vet. I would.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do
They're so
that today.
expensive, aren't they? They're so expensive, vets, you know.
Well, that was £57 for
Yeah.
him to just look at him.
I know, that's it. But you know, the
Yeah.
Blue Cross, for anyone who has got no money at all, and genuinely, if you're really struggling, rather than neglect an animal, go to the Blue Cross because they will look after you.
Yeah, people should do that.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'll
Yeah.
look for an independent vet today then. Thanks, Debbie.
Because
Yeah.
there was a thing in the papers a few days ago about the fact that the vets have now been all bought up, all the vets have now been bought up by these huge hedge funds and things.
Oh,
So they all charge a fortune. They've had set fees
Crazy.
and that's that. So the best vets to find now are totally independent vets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Debbie, can I ask Debbie a very important question? I think she's in a different world to us girls because she's sitting there in a t-shirt and
yes.
it looks like she's in the summer. I think it's a fake backdrop. She's just put it green screened and she's
on
somewhere
holiday.
in Mallorca.
Exactly,
Yeah.
in the Bahamas.
I'm in a cardigan. What is going on? You're in a t-shirt. What is that? Explain, please.
Is it not warm where you are?
Well, there's sun.
The sun, but it's cold.
Freezing cold.
Freezing.
Well, I'm warm, darling. I'm hot.
You're just
Yes,
hot.
I know that,
hot,
dear, but
hot.
you know, it doesn't explain the t-shirt. I'm sorry, I just had to say
I
it.
think that's what
It's
our next
offensive to me.
guest, I think that's what our guest today said about you, that
That I
you're
was
very
hot.
hot. Yes.
Oh,
Can we bring him in?
Yeah, I think we'll
Join
put him
the
on the
queue.
spot. Do you think we should put him on the spot? Actually, Sherry and Dee look very hot today because they're in red.
Red.
Red
Excuse
hot.
we got the red memo.
Excuse
Yeah.
me.
Harriet,
Very red.
Harriet looks like she's smouldering.
Okay,
Ooh,
you've salvaged
as
it.
always.
Smoldering. And that's what he is.
Always.
The smouldering, handsome, gorgeous Mr. Bill Fellows. Are you there, Bill?
Hello,
Hey,
nice to meet you
Welcome
Thank
to
you
our
very much.
crazy nest, darling.
all.
Crazy.
Oh, Bill,
Glad
you
to be
look
here.
you look so lovely as a silver fox. It really suits you. Because when we first worked together back in 40 odd years ago, you had very dark hair, didn't you?
I'm very dark, yeah. I mean, thank you for saying that. But it's like, look at the draw, isn't it? You know, I think if you've still got your hair or most of it, that helps, doesn't it? To be honest with you, let's call a spade.
Darling,
You know,
surely you've had your hair done for the part you're playing at the moment. And it's still dark, surely.
I've got- yeah. In Coronation Street, I dyed it grey. Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
But you know, I made that decision. I mean, I'm 64 now, anyway. But I made that decision when I was 40. I thought I'm not going to go down that route of dyeing it because I know I have 3 sisters, so I know what it's like having to keep up that regime all the time. So I thought, no, not for me. And you know,
It's very trendy. Very trendy now to have grey hair. You know that, don't you?
We would all dye our hair grey, but we have the Clairol gene. So unfortunately, it just never happens.
I do occasionally on Christmas get called Santa Claus and things like that. You know, you just put up a bit of that. Or Kenny Rogers. I got the other day, Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
you just
Don't you leave me, Lucille.
Yeah. I get
I
more.
think I've got your frog. You just said you had a frog in your throat.
Yeah.
I think it's come
Don't know what it
jumped
is.
into mine, Bill. So we met 40 years ago doing a
Yeah.
McEwen's commercial.
McEwen's best scotch. So are George, all right.
But he says he's coming back in a slightly different form.
Evening, George. Pint of the usual.
And we were working with an emu that nearly bloody killed me.
Yeah. Originally,
Do you
it was a kangaroo, wasn't it?
Oh, no, and the
The-
kangaroo.
And then the kangaroo started attacking people and kicking people. So then they said, we'll get out, we'll go have the emu. We all looked at each other and this van came in. And there was loads of banging in the van. We were all terribly, the bloody emu came out. It was more violent than the kangaroo. But I was, it was absolutely true. And of course, I connected with you straight away because of you were from Sunderland and I'm from
Yes,
Middlesbrough.
of
So there's a northeast connection. I think you gravitate to people who, from your background. It's strange, isn't it? But you do that, you know. And so that was lovely. And like you said, we remain friends ever since, you know.
And we've had some scrapes together. We've been through some things together.
Yeah, been through some things together. I don't know if you want to mention it from the public now, but no.
No,
I'm joking. There wasn't anything like that. No. Yeah.
We believe
Yeah,
it.
recently. Yeah, only
but
not.
we have, because we've worked together. I mean, so many times on lots and lots of different projects. But you were saying that you think you look a bit like Captain Birdseye, Bill.
Yes.
Well, yes. Well, oddly enough, I was asked to audition for that a few years back, and I didn't. Though I don't do it now, but I did the voiceover. I've been doing the voiceover for Cat and Bird's Eye for the last 3 or 4 years. I think they're changing it now. I'm not too sure I've done the voiceover for it. It's been great. Yeah. Real
Bill,
food, simply made.
Bill, you do a lot of voiceovers, don't you?
I have done. Yeah. I mean, I've got a very good agent, and Debbie's with the same agency, I think. Aren't you, Debbie? Yeah. So, I've done quite a few. I've really recently got into documentaries, which I really enjoy doing. There's one at the moment called A&E After Dark, which is all set in a hospital in Hull, and it's at midnight in the A&E clinic. So you can imagine what that's like. But it's really interesting. Yeah. But I think it's coming out this week. But I think they've changed the name to Friday night at A&E. I'm not too sure. It's on Channel 5, but it's if you can cope with the blood and things like that, it's worth watching.
Yeah.
But
So Bill, what did you do in that?
I just narrate it. I'm the narrator for the series. And what I thought at first, I thought, really? But actually, what it does do, these programs, is makes you appreciate what the doctors and nurses have to go through.
Yeah.
They're, quite frankly, idiots, some of them, and just horrible. And some are lovely, obviously, but they have to put up with a lot. Never mind just looking after us. They have to put up with abuse. And I mean, they have massive amounts of security guards. You think hospitals with security guards and bouncers, like lots of them. So it's a sad state of affairs, I think. But,
Crazy.
Wow.
Phil, can I ask you, how did you start acting? What was your background? What was it? School plays? What was the first thing that hooked you into this business? And how did you get from there? And we haven't got all day. It isn't up to Ted Lasso. That's what I wanted. Okay. No pressure.
Well, very quickly. I mean, I'm not from a theatrical background at all. I'm from Middlesbrough. My dad was a road sweeper. My mum was a cleaner, a housewife, or whatever. So we didn't come from that background. But what a strange, very quick story. Strangely, I'm at a secondary modern school called Hustler. Now, it's amazing, isn't it? It's a school called Hustler. It's named after a guy called Sir John Hustler. And that's true, anyway. So I'm messing about in the French class, as we do, mischievously. And I've done it too many times. And eventually, I get out of the class. And from now on, you have to go to this other class. And this is a true story in 1970, whatever it is. And the class was how to be a gentleman. So I was taken to this class.
Well, it didn't work, did it, Bill?
Well, no, it didn't work, but he did his best. But the guy who ran that was the English teacher. And that's exactly one man called Bert Woolley, runs this Saturday morning theatre group, him and Dennis McMahon. And I think we just got on quite well. He said, why don't you come to my group on Saturday mornings in Middlesbrough Little Theatre? And that's exactly how it started. So if I hadn't messed about in French, and I can't speak a word of French or anything, I might not have met Bert. And Bert changed quite a few lives. And he got an OBE for his work.
Wow.
With children. Yeah. And
that started, did you do drama school, or did you just go straight into rep? What happened?
No, I went to Guildford Drama School, which I enjoyed, because in them days, it was just eccentric. It was mad. And the teachers were crazy as well, you know, genuinely. We had Peter Wood with a fedora hat on and a cape and everything. Them days have gone, which is a shame.
That's training for theatre and the
showbiz. Yeah, it was great. And I'm from that era as well, like maybe you all are, where you have to have an equity card. So that terrible thing of, you know, you can't get a job without equity card. So, but luckily for me, Farnham Rep, they did a play called Kes, which is incredible timing, because I'm Northern and they're doing Kes right near Guildford.
Amazing.
So I got my equity card through there. And then you need how many weeks before, you know, it feels like another life now, doesn't it? That?
Yeah.
But so
and then on to television, and then Ted Lasso is amazing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, Ted, again, I do believe, I'm a great believer in little bits of odd bits of luck. So with Ted Lasso, which I'm the manager who gets sacked at the beginning. In the second series, I'm in one of the pundits. But again, that comes about because I do a voiceover for a young director from Middlesbrough about the last house standing in the border. And it was years ago. Then he turned out to be a very good director later on in life. And he suggested me for the part. And it's as simple as that. And I think if I hadn't done that voiceover for him, hardly anything, I would never have met him. And now he's, you know, so, and it was only for that one bit. Then luckily they'll be back for the second. And I think I might be doing something in the third, I hope. but I'm in Coronation Street at the moment, so I have to work that out, whether that's possible or not. But they've asked my availability in April. So I'd like to do 1 or 2 episodes to finish it off, because he's a real old dinosaur, my character. He's not nice to anyone, is he? A real misogynist and, you know, like an old-fashioned manager.
And also working with the wonderful Hannah Waddingham, who is just sensational in it, isn't she?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Amazing.
And when I've seen her on chat shows and winning awards, it's great to see. She's like, I don't know, mid-40s. So it's took a long time to get there, but now it's there. It's really embraced, but you know, and she's a tremendous singer as well.
Oh, amazing!
Loads of musicals.
Amazing.
Yeah. She's amazing.
It's a bit odd though, occasionally when in the story Ted Lasso, the chairwoman sings. You think, wow,
Too right.
Too right.
And also,
But,
with
no,
Hannah, she's got a brilliant laugh, hasn't she?
yeah,
She's got a really
great.
amazing laugh.
Yeah.
And I
she's,
remember
she's Amazonian, isn't she? Really?
She's
Sorry,
amazing.
Rob.
She did just kill me in Midsummer Murders, but I'll let that go.
Oh, did she? Oh, brilliant. Oh, great. Oh,
Well, she was. I did a series called Benny Dawn, and she was in it for quite a while, and she blew. In Neptune's, the bar in that everybody does all the singing in.
Yeah.
They said, "Oh, Hannah's going to do a song." We all went, "Okay, well." She just blew Benny Dawn apart.
She's one of the top
apart
West
from
End.
the legs that go on forever.
Yeah. Forever,
That voice. I mean,
Beauty.
we
But
were.
what great casting.
There's a shot of us all going.
Yeah. But what great
Amazing.
casting she was with Perry Benson. I mean,
Oh, Perry.
Just by looking at them, they got a laugh, didn't they? It was
Yeah.
brilliant. No.
Laurel and
Of course.
Hardy, unbelievable.
yeah.
I'm working with, and also I'm working with Tony Maudsley at the
I
moment.
know you are. Are you actually
Yeah.
working with him? Have you done
I've never done any scenes with him so far,
Okay.
but I see him quite a lot in the green room, and he's a lovely man. I've worked with him before as well, so it was lovely
Oh,
to
have
see.
you?
Yeah, I did a thing called Rosa Maloney years ago, was with Sarah Lancashire, and yeah, he was in that. He was the guy that I was a cop that set him up, you know. So to go down in prison.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I just want to mention to you that one of my very lovely friends is Mark Benton, and I was watching on I think it must have been YouTube last night of you and him singing.
Oh yeah, I don't know why that's up there, but yes, we both mess about as a hobby, playing songs and whatever. Yeah, but it's genuinely just a hobby, a bit of fun, which I'm a big believer in. Just being creative is nice. And when you're younger, you think about this, that, and the other. But now you go, it's just for fun. Just be creative. It's like someone painting.
Yeah, have you done any more than that one? I watched.
Yeah, no, we have done more now, because that was just like a little a friend we did in a studio together. And I think he just wanted to tape that. That's all that was. But we have done bits and pieces. We've actually played it live a couple of times in the Northeast for a bit of fun. And yeah, it's nerve wracking. I'm not too sure. If you've written something and you play it, it's hard. Being an actor, at least people can say, I thought you were great, but the writing wasn't very good. You can't do that, you know what I mean?
Nothing to do with me.
That's
Yeah.
it. You're totally responsible. So, but no, Mark's one of my closest friends.
Oh, I love him so much.
And again, from Middlesbrough, from Grangestown, and near me. So that's partly the connection.
Well, I can
but
say
you work with him on
my
Barbara.
dad was from Sunderland. He was from Washington in Sunderland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And isn't that called Washington because it's a connection with the president? Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently that's why. Well, actually, Debbie might know that. Do you know that, Debbie?
No idea.
Yeah, but well, that's what my dad said anyway. My dad said.
I think your dad's right. I think your dad's right. Yeah.
I was from the posher side, darling.
Oh, are you posh Sunderland?
Oh, excuse me.
Well,
Really? Is that was a posh Sunderland? Oh, I should have known that, shouldn't I?
Well, I play in the last two series of Alan Partridge. I turn up with a guy called Ted from Sunderland. Though my accent is probably Teesside, but nevertheless. So I have a little connection with Sunderland. I like it. I've got good friends there, actually. Nice.
How did you get on with Alan Partridge? Was that just a brilliant thing to do? Was it silly?
He's very serious, Steve. You know, when you get there,
I know.
a very serious guy.
Very serious, yeah.
And but again, you know, I'll repeat what I said about Ted Lasso. The producer of that is called Ted himself, and he's from Stockton, Middlesbrough. So what they want to do is kind of get a character to kind of like for homage to him, and it just so happens I'm from the same town, and that's how I got involved in that, purely again through knowing someone from my area. And obviously, you know, you've got talent, you have to do it well. But again, that connection, I probably wouldn't have been in Partridge without knowing Ted. And if he'd come from Scotland or Manchester, it would have been someone else. He just happens to come from Teesside. So that's why it's called Ted. And the reason it's called Ted from Sunderland, though, because when they wrote it, it was about getting the metro at night. And they said, and to Hartlepool. And I said, well, the metro doesn't go to Hartlepool. It stops at Sunderland. And they went, oh, right, make him from Sunderland then. And that's how literally... but yeah, he does have a tendency to, he's very serious, he's very nice and very polite, and he changes things on the day as well, which is tough. You know, the last series I did a few where he literally rewrites stuff, and that's not easy. But we did it. But yeah, it was quite stressful, but I loved it, and I'm proud to be part of it.
I have to tell you, on this YouTube, so it rolled on, and it rolled to you doing a commercial for Shepherd's Pie.
It's for Coleman's Mix, I think that was.
Oh yeah,
And my daughter gets splits up with a boyfriend, and she comes home and I'm cooking her a meal. Yeah, I'm like a nice dad, you know, and I cook that meal. Yeah, it's bizarre. Yeah, that's the last time.
Can you cook? Can you actually cook?
Well, the thing is, before I say that, I remember I'm a chef now in Speed Dial as well, in Coronation Street. I'm a chef.
Are you? Tell us about your character. Wow.
Yeah. Well, so the answer is I can't cook at all. No, I'm microwave man. So no, I'm afraid I can't. I wish I could. No, well, in Coronation Street, he starts off. He's a homeless guy, but now the story's moved on because he was an ex-chef, an ex-Navy guy who was a chef. So now I've got a job in the Indian restaurant, Speed Dial, with Shelley King. I don't know if you know Shelley King, who plays Yasmin. And I'm living at her house in the attic upstairs, and that's where we're at now. So what happens next? I'm not too sure. You know,
is that a relationship coming then? Possibly.
Well, maybe it's all hinted at. I genuinely don't know because I don't ask that question.
No,
I quite like that. But I did read an article the other day in the Radio Times from Ian, who's our producer, and what he did, I thought it was very interesting because I don't know if you know the story of Corrie, where she's been quite abused by her husband.
Yes.
For a long time. Mm-hmm. And so the story really is now, what Ian said, he didn't want to just let that go. He wanted to be more truthful because any woman and men as well who have been really mentally abused, it takes them a long time to get over that. So it's years. So that's what this is about, really. I mean, will she be able to trust men ever again? Will she be able to trust me? And that's kind of what it's about. But I like that because I think sometimes with soaps that you just like all of a sudden stop the storyline. Well, this is quite truthful because she went through hell, and it could happen to anyone, can't it? Where your mind gets affected for a long time.
It's for life.
Yeah,
for life.
As you say, Bill, it's men as well as women.
Oh, it is absolutely.
It's both, isn't it?
Oh, I've been hurt many times.
Yeah.
One of them by Debbie, but no.
I didn't never say. But
no, he's one of these people that says, "I'll come and see you next week," and 5 years later, you're still waiting to see him.
You know, this is yeah. This is true. I must admit. But to be fair, though, I think Kim said, "You come and visit me," because I live on the south coast near Hastings, and you say you've got the dogs. So
yeah, I will come and see you, Bill. I promise. How is your drop dead, gorgeous, beautiful son?
You mean the one who looks a bit like me? That one? No. Looks more like his mother, to be fair. Well, interestingly, you've been through this study yourself. He decided that he went to York University, got a 2-1 in business, and then decided he wanted to be an actor, which I always knew he wanted to do that, but nevertheless. So he's done that. He left Alra at Christmas, and now he's got an agent, and he's, like the rest of us, looking for work. And I didn't think it would affect me too much, but I'm really worried about it. I don't want him to be hurt like we've all been hurt. Do you know what I mean? But that's the way it is. I know that's the way it is. But you can take that pain yourself. You don't want to see your kids go through rejection after rejection.
No.
But I thought I'd be all right with it, but I'm not. I'm like really, like really worried about it. But I shouldn't be. But I just can't. I just don't like. I don't want to see him hurt, which I suppose is why a lot of people said they don't want their kids going on the stage. But he's tough. He's a tough lad. He's hopefully do well. But what can you do?
Bill, can I ask you? Is there anything in here that you want to do, that you've got a wish list that you'd like to do, job-wise?
Do you know, there's a couple of things I don't about wish. I'd love to work for Ridley Scott. I'm probably never going to do. Again, the connection of Teesside. I wish I'd met Albert Finney, and he was my hero, really.
Oh.
So I'm not too sure about work anymore. I mean, I take it as it comes, really.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Work-wise. And also as well, I'm getting to that age where I'm actually thinking of not retiring, but like maybe taking control a bit more. So you don't have to retire, but you can say, I'm sick of self-taping. And if you want me, great. If you don't want, and take the consequences of that, though. You know, you can't expect people to give you parts, but if you could downsize a little bit, I think. So I'm thinking of that maybe in a year and a half, where I start just live my life more without worrying about things. And rather than saying, well, I go back to the self-tape thing. I think you don't have to self-tape if you don't want to, but you might lose that job. But if you're willing to lose the job,
I hate
the most. I always remember my very first agent was a man called Peter Eade, who was just truly wonderful. And he always used to say to me, the most powerful word is no.
Absolutely.
If you can say no in this life, you'll always be fine. Don't always say yes.
Well,
that's fabulous.
Absolutely true. One of my first jobs with I don't know how many people have met him, but Don Henderson. Do you remember Don Henderson?
Yes, of course.
I mean, but a lot of people don't remember him. A lot of actors I talk to, younger actors, have no idea.
Oh, well, younger actors maybe won't,
But he's an absolutely wonderful man. And I played his son in one of my first jobs in a play, and I asked him for advice. He said, the only power you've ever got is yes or no. Yeah. And don't bluff either. If you say you want this, whatever, and they won't give you, you've got to be prepared to walk away.
Yeah.
You've got to be, if you're not prepared to walk away, don't even bluff it. Don't go for it.
And that's also not just for showbiz, that's for life.
For life.
It is actually,
that should be our mantra. Don't be afraid to walk away.
Yeah.
Will you come back and see us again soon, darling?
Absolutely, whenever you want. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you all.
Oh, you can fill it in with curry and everything, yes.
Yeah, and Dee, let me, if you're down in Hastings, let me know. Well,
I'll be coming to see you. I'm going to get jealous now.
Thank you so much.
See you, darling.
All right, darling.
All the best. I'll pass on your regards to Mark Benton. No problem.
Yes, please do. Time to come on. Yeah.
Well, I will 100%.
Thank
all right,
you.
lots of love.
All right, darling.
Bye.
Well, what an amazing man.
How fabulous.
Isn't he lovely?
Can I just say that
gorgeous.
A very important thing I must say, which I've just noticed as well. Debbie is drinking a cold drink. Call me Sherlock. She's drinking. Thank you. She's not drinking
definitely.
She is not.
Definitely in Barbados.
I'm telling you. She's somewhere very. Yeah. Thank you.
And
I just noticed that.
This might be a cocktail.
Oh,
there's a clue. That's a clue.
That is.
Different time zone, different temperature. She's definitely not.
Yes. Now. Sorry, I've got to go to sleep. Bye.
See you on Tuesday, girls. Bye.
Bye. See you on Tuesday. Who knows where I'll be then?
Oh, yes.